Please,
Yeah, sorry, Prabhu. I can't, Prabhu. Please go ahead, Roy.
devotees, please accept my humble obeisances to all who joined today's Zoom meeting. Thank you, Sundaranand Prabhuji, for giving me this opportunity to read today's Bhagavatam Sloka translations. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Gurudev. Let me start with quick prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudharayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम् जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे. Today we are reading from Canto 10 the Samam Bonam, chapter 43. Krishna kills the elephant Kuvalaya Pida. So I am reading today from Sloka 21 to 40. So in the 21 and 22 are together. Um, the translation: the people seem to be drinking Krishna and Balrama with their eyes, licking them with their tongue, smelling them with their nostrils, and embracing them with their arms. Reminded of the lotus beauty, character, charm, and bravery, the members of audience began describing these features to one another according to what they had seen and heard. Sloka 23. The people continues to said, uh, people said, these two boys are certainly expansions of the Supreme Lord Narayana who have descended to this world in the home of Vasudeva. Sloka 24. This one, the Krishna, talking about Krishna, took birth from Mother Devaki and was brought to Gokula, where he has remained concealed all this time, growing up in the house of King Nanda. Sloka 25. He made Putana and whirlwind demon meet with death, pulled down the twin Arjuna trees, and killed Shankachuda, Keshi, Dhenuka, and similar demons. Sloka 26 and 27. He saved the cows and covered from a forest fire and subdued the serpent Kaliya. He removed Lord Indra's false pride by holding up the best of mountains with one hand for an entire week, thus protecting the inhabitants of Gokula from rain, wind, and hail. Sloka 28. The gopis overcome all kinds of distress and experienced great happiness by seeing his face, which is always cheerful with smiling glances and ever free of fatigue. Sloka 29. It is said that under his full protection of Yadu dynasty will become extremely famous and attain wealth, glory, and power. Sloka 30. This lotus-eyed elder brother of his, Lord Balrama, is the proprietor of all transcendental opulences. He has killed Pralamba, Vatsaka, Bhaka, and other demons. Sloka 31. While the people talked in this way and the musical instruments resounded, the wrestler Chanura addressed Krishna and Balarama with the following words. Sloka 32. Chanura said, O son of Nanda, O Rama, you two are well respected by courageous men and are both skillful at wrestling. Having heard of your powers, the king has called you here, wanting to see for himself. Sloka 33. Subjects of the king who try to please him with their thoughts, acts, and words are sure to achieve good fortune, but those who fail to do so will suffer the opposite fate. Sloka 34. It is well known that cowherd boys are always joyful as they tend their calves, and that the boys playfully wrestle with each other while grazing their animals in the various forests. Sloka 35. Therefore, let's do what the king wants. Everyone will be pleased with us, for the king embodies all living beings. Sloka 36. Hearing this, Lord Krishna, who killed you like to wrestle and welcome the challenge, replied with words appropriate to the time and place. Sloka 37. Lord Krishna said, although forest dwellers, we are also subjects of the Boja king. We must gratify his desires, for such behavior will confer upon us the greatest benefit. Sloka 38. We are just young boys and should play with those of equal strength. The wrestling match must go on properly so that the irreligion does not taint the respectable members of the audience. Sloka 39. Chanura said, you aren't really a child or even a young man, and neither is Balrama, the strongest of the strong. After all, you playfully killed an elephant who had the strength of 1,000 other elephants. Sloka 40, the last one. Therefore, you too should fight powerful wrestlers. There is certainly nothing unfair about that. You, O descendant of Rashni, can show your powers against me, and Balarama can fight with Mustika. This is the end of 43rd chapter. And Krishna Venu Prabhu will continue with the overview of these translations. Thank you. Prabhuji, whenever you are ready, please take over.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Kiran Prabhuji, for reading today's Bhagavatam section slokas translation. And thank you all for joining for today's Bhagavatam session. And thank you, Sundarananda Prabhu, for giving this opportunity to share a few points from this section of Bhagavatam slokas translation purports or what I heard from other devotees for my own purification. So we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanasalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pachatta Deshatarani Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today we are reading from Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, chapter 43. Krishna kills the elephant, Kolapedia, from slokas 21 to 40. So just to give a background, so we are in the section of Krishna's pastimes in Mathura. So very wonderful and sweet nectarian pastimes. So in the last section, last chapter, we heard how Krishna benedicted Kubja, Trivikra, and also broke the sacrificial bow, and also killed Kamsa's soldiers. Then we also heard about the how the festivities started at the wrestling arena. And in the last section, we heard from His Grace Chaitanya Chandra Prabhu how Krishna and Balarama, after hearing the musical instrument sounds at the wrestling match arena, so they would like to see that festivity. So they started going into that area, and then they saw this Kolapedia elephant on the inspiration of this gatekeeper. So it attacked Krishna, and we saw how Kolapedia was killed, and we heard about the Kolapedia's previous life, and then Krishna, after killing, how he basically carrying one of his tusks on the shoulder, appearing very beautiful. Then he entered into the wrestling arena, and we saw how various people uh, saw Krishna in different ways according to their specific relations with him. Like some are in Vatsala Rasa, some Dasya Rasa, Madhurya Rasa, like that. So we heard that. And continuing that, so today we'll go through that slokas 21 to 40. So in the last sloka also we heard how the people were very happy to see Krishna. And in this slokas 21, 22, so we see that the people, the residents of Madura, who were present in that wrestling arena, so they were drinking Krishna and Balaram with their eyes, and licking them with their tongues, smelling them with their nostrils, and embracing with them with their arms. So like that, so it seems to be that so the people in that place, so they would like to see Krishna more and more, or they want to embrace him. So they are not satisfied seeing him just for a few minutes. Like they want to see more and more and more and more, like that. So this is the nature of the pure devotee. So he wants to perform spiritual activities more and more, more and more. Not like me, like that, after chanting my 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and keeping the big bead bag aside, like that. Not like that. So that's why Chanakya Pandit says that so a person should be satisfied with the three things, and also he should not be satisfied with the other three things. So what are they? Like, he says that the three things that one should be satisfied is santoshaha trishu kartavyaha swadare bhojane dhane. Swadare bhojane dhane. So he should be satisfied with the wife what he had it. So not looking for enjoying other women or polluting other women, not having illegal relationship, like that. Also bhojane dhane. So whatever the food that is coming to us, so we should be satisfied, and whatever the wealth that comes to us should be satisfied. So not looking like comparing with others and becoming morose or unhappy, or trying to work very hard to earn those material things. So not like that. Atyahara prayasascha, like that. So Chanakya Pandit said we should be satisfied with this, and there are other three things we should not be satisfied, even though we get more and more. So what are those? Santosha trishu na kartavyaha swadhyaya japa danayoho. So swadhyaya japa danayoho. Like, we should not be satisfied. So even if we read the amount of scriptural study, so we read scriptures for some time, we should not be satisfied. We should try to read more and more and more and more. Similarly, japa, chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So should not be satisfied with whatever the rounds that we are chanting. If we have free time, we should be chanting more and more. So similarly, the charity that we perform, whether it could be a charity in knowledge, or charity of money, or charity of kind words, like that, we should not be satisfied with whatever we have done. We should look for to do more and more. So that's why we see many wonderful devotees, as soon as they have some free time, immediately they take the bead bag and start chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or they read spiritual books. So not like me. So of course I am talking to myself. So that's a quality that I should also try to imbibe. So because those devotees, they got the taste of the chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, or they know the importance of spending time, energy, resources in Krishna consciousness. So they perform more and more activities. Like Rupa Goswami says that, I wish to have millions of mouths or millions of ears, so that I can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra with these millions of mouth, and hear them with millions of his ears, like that. So and then we see that the residents of Madura who were present in that wrestling area, so they heard the latest news of Krishna and Balarama adventures in the city. It's mentioned in the purport that how the Lord broke the sacrificial vow and defeated the this powerful elephant, Kuvalayapedia. So now the people are seeing Krishna and Balarama and their expectations are met. So they were confirmed, okay, these are very wonderful personalities. So they have this greatest strong like that. And Prabhupada also mentions in the Krishna book that, seeing Krishna, so they are deriving great pleasure. So, and like they started describing Lord's beauty, character, charm, and bravery. So, tad rupa guna madhurya pragalbhya. So and this is also a very inspiration or inspiring or instruction, good instruction for a practicing devotee. So when we come in front of the Supreme Lord, either in the temple or in our altar, so we should also look at the beauty of the Supreme Lord, starting from at his lotus feet, and then meditate on Krishna's wonderful pastimes, whether it's character or charm or bravery, like that. So that when we meditate on Krishna's lotus feet and glorify Krishna, so because even the residents of Mathura who were present in this area, so we see in the next few slokas, they glorify Krishna's pastimes, what they have performed. So when we glorify Krishna's pastimes, so then we'll get more attracted to Krishna more and more. So similarly, if we glorify the devotees who are doing very wonderful services, then not only we become attracted to them and try to associate with them more and more. So more than that, we whatever the any negative thoughts or envious nature we have towards them, it will also go away, because we see their good qualities. So then slowly we will ignore whatever any negative feelings what we have towards them, like that. So of course, if someone is glorifying us because of we have done a little service here and there, so then we should not take them to the heart, because if we take them to the heart, then we become puffed up, and then there is a great chance that we may offend them. So that's why we should immediately, if somebody is glorifying, we should forward it to the Guru and Krishna or to the other devotees, because all the knowledge or whatever the capabilities what we have is coming from Krishna. So we should offer it to him. And then we see that all the people here, so they are engaging all their senses, like whether seeing with their eyes, licking them with tongues and nostrils and arms, all of them in Krishna conscious activities. So similarly, that is one thing that we can also try as best as we can to engage all our senses in Krishna conscious activities. Like how Amrish Maharaj is mentioned in Bhagavatam, right? Savai mana Krishna padara vindaroir vacham sivaikunta gunanuvarnane, like that, So he is engaging his mind to meditate at the lotus feet of Krishna, or he is using his tongue or the words to describe the wonderful qualities and pastimes of Supreme Lord Krishna, like that. So these are the very many wonderful instructions that we see from this sloka. And also we see here that they are talking about Krishna's character, charm, form. So one another, whatever they had seen and heard. So yata sruta and yata darshan, like that, whatever they have seen and whatever they have heard. So similarly, we can also, when we come across with when we met other devotees, when we are talking to other devotees or even non-devotees, so if we can talk about Krishna, so then that will be very wonderful, so that we will be purified and they will be benefited. So not only that, we also derive great pleasure. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bodhayanta Parasparam. So when we discuss each other about the Krishna's pastimes, then we will derive Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha. So we will derive great pleasure. So then next few slokas we see that how the Madhura residents are glorifying Krishna's pastimes. Like, they are saying that these two boys are certainly expansions of the Supreme Lord. Amsena etad bhagavat sakshat harer narayanasya hi. So they are the expansion of the Supreme Lord who have descended into this world in the home of Vasudeva. And then they took birth from Mother Devaki and they were brought to Gokula. So there he remained as concealed all this time. So Gudaha. So he is remained concealed. So, and Prabhupada also mentions in Krishna book that the citizens of Madura, so they started reciting Krishna's all pastimes, like how he was born as the son of Vasudeva, and then he was taken from Madura to Gokula and kept under the care of the Nanda Maharaj, and all those events leading up to till this time, how they reached to this Madura to favor them, so to give his darshan to all the residents of Madura. And then we see that the other pastimes, how he killed Putana Nena Nita Antham. So he killed Putana, or he liberated Putana. And then the other wonderful pastime of killing the Vilvine demon, like the Trinavrata, and then pulling down the twin Arjuna trees is a famous pastime, am I right? The Damodar Leela. Sorry. And then he has and also killed Senkachuda, Kesi, Dhenuka, and similar other demons, several other demons. Of course, if we notice here, it was mentioned that Krishna killed Dhenukasura, but I think we hear Amarat, Dhenukasura was killed by Lord Balarama. And we will hear similarly in one of the upcoming sloka also. So two of the demons that were killed by Krishna are mentioned as killed by Balarama. So, and in the purport it is mentioned what is the reason, like that. So then the other pastimes, he saved the cows and the cowherds from forest fire, Davagni Parimochitaha. So then the Kaliya Damana pastimes, chastising the Kaliya, and then protecting Indra from the false pride. So we heard this wonderful, beautiful pastime, am I right? Lifting Govardhan hill, Krishna lifting this Govardhan hill with his left hand, pinky finger, and holding it for an entire week. So Indrascha Vimadaha Kritaha. So protecting Indra from his false pride, and also protecting all the Vrajavasis from Indra's wrath. So like this, the Madura residents are wonderfully describing, and we also see here the other pastimes, what the gopis overcame all kind of distress and experienced great happiness just by seeing Krishna, and which is always cheerful with smiling glances and ever free of fatigue. Like, and Srila Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book that so Madura residents remembering these enlivening activities. So how the damsels of Vrindavana were very pleased just by seeing Krishna's beauty, and they forgot all the troubles and experienced great happiness. It's like this. So we see that in this sloka, this is the result of the practicing Krishna consciousness. So while whatever the Krishna conscious activity we do, like whether chanting or deity worship, associating with the devotees, listening Krishna Katha, so this is the result. So we will slowly come over from this distress or anxieties and experience great happiness. So I may not be experiencing this great happiness at this moment due to the high material fever that I have, or so much anarthas that I have. But if we continue to practice it, then these anarthas will be destroyed, and then we'll experience the great happiness. Srila Prabhupada gives this analogy several times, am I right? The jaundice person. So a person who has jaundice person, so if he has given this sugarcane juice to drink, so which is very sweet, but when he drinks, he feels very bitter because of the diseased condition. But the cure for that jaundice is to drink sugarcane juice, continue to drink. So if he continue to drink that sugarcane juice, then so slowly his disease will go away and he will start experiencing the sweetness. So similarly, I may not be experiencing that happiness as of now, at this moment, chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, all the spiritual activities. But if we continue, then one day I will relish it. Tushyanti cha ramanti cha, like then I will derive great bliss. And then we see in the next sloka, the Madura residents saying that under his full protection, the Yadu dynasty will become extremely famous and attain wealth. So wherever Krishna appears, then that dynasty will be glorified. So similarly, when we keep Krishna in center of all our activities, then we will become purified and glorified. Of course, devotees are not looking glory, but that will come automatically. So then now the residents of Madura, they started glorifying Lord Balarama. So he's saying that Kamala Lochanaha, Ramaha Kamala Lochanaha. So he's a lotus eyed elder brother of his. So who is that? Is Lord Balarama. So and then he said that he killed Pralamba, Vatsaka and Bakasura. So of course he killed Pralambasura, but Vatsasura and then Bakasura were killed by Krishna. And the purport it is mentioned the reason. They said that so sometimes when the news is spread from one person to other person, so it is possible that the facts is somewhat muddled, so it becomes changed. Of course, this is something that we also experience in this material world, am I right? Even today also. So when we tell some news to one of our friend and that news goes through different people, and sometimes it comes to us, but by the time it comes, it may be changed a little bit here and there, and sometimes we'll be surprised. So how this news is changed like that. And in the purport it is mentioned that this is very natural in the reporters, the news reporters. So sometimes, many times, the reporters, so they exaggerate or they change a little bit here and there and write the news in the articles in the newspaper like that. In the next sloka, we see that while the people are talking like this, then the musical instruments resounded and the Chanura addressed Krishna and Balarama. So purport, it is mentioned that Chanura could not tolerate that audience are praising Krishna and Balaram very highly. So this is another thing that we see that when a person is puffed up with some material opulence, because here Chanura is very strong personality, so he didn't like to see others glorified. At least when somebody is glorified in front of him, he doesn't like it. So he want him to be glorified, so not others like that. So there Chanura started speaking, interrupting the residents' glorification to Krishna and Balarama. So he is saying that you two are well respected by courageous man and both skillful at wrestling. So having your prowess, the king has called you here and wanting you see for himself. And also they are saying that because we are all the subjects of the king, so we should try to please him with our body, mind and words, so that we will get good fortune. Otherwise we will suffer because king may punish it. Viparitam. And then they also say that the cowherd boys generally they are joyful, and while tending their cows they playfully wrestle with each other. So we also hear, am I right, Krishna's pastimes. So Krishna along with he plays this wrestling with his other Gopa boy friends, and sometimes he is defeated in the hands of other Gopa boy friend and he has to carry that other person. So like those pastimes. So that's why here the Chanura is saying that so let's do what king wants. So the wrestling, so that everyone will be pleased. And now Krishna hearing this, so he also wanted to wrestle, but he replied with words appropriate to the time and place, desha kale. Because he is saying that here, although we are forest dwellers, we are also subjects of the Boja king. The Boja king here is Kamsa. So that's why Krishna is also agreeing that we must gratify his desires so that it will come a greatest benefit to us. But here he is saying that we are just young boys, because Krishna and Balarama are very young boys, and the match should be between the equal strength. Tulya balai. So it should be, the fighting should be between Tulya balai, so equal strength. But here Krishna and Balarama are just young boys, balavayam. But in The Chanura and Mustika are very strong personalities. So the fighting should go between two equal parties. And Prabhupada also mentions in the Krishna book that Krishna is indicating that so these celebrated strong results, Chanura Mastika, should not challenge Krishna and Balarama to fight because it's contradicting the religious principles. But we see how Chanura is addressing. So he's saying that na balo na kishorastvam. So you are not really a child or a young man. Similarly, Balrama also. Because we have killed the powerful elephant. So the Kuvalapedia. And this Kuvalapedia is very strong. So it can fight with another 1,000 other elephants. Sastradvipa Sattva Bhrata. Like, it has the strength of 1,000 other plants. So very, very strong. So therefore, here the Chanura is addressing that. So you should fight with us, and it's not unfair, and you can show your prowess against me, and Balaram can fight with Mustika, like that. So we see that even though Chanura and Mustika heard that Krishna killed this powerful elephant Kuvalapedia and broke the great bow and killed so many soldiers of Kamsa, and he heard so many other wonderful pastimes of Krishna, how liberated so many demons. Still, because this Chandra is very puffed up with his material strength, so he wanted to kill, he wanted to go against Krishna. So similarly, in this material world also, a Baddha Jiva, conditioned living entity, though we know that it is we cannot achieve happiness in this material world through the material activities, we still try to find out happiness. So that's why Lord Rishabhadev says that Parabhavastavad abodha jado. So we are defeated again and again and again and again when we are trying to achieve happiness in this material world through the non-Krishna conscious activities. And we suffer, not only achieve happiness, but we suffer. We go through the Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. So that's why Rishabhadev says that Yavan na jignasat atma tattvam. If we don't inquire Krishna consciousness and we don't take up this Krishna consciousness seriously and sincerely, of course I am talking to myself, then we'll end up defeat only. So we'll end up going through problems and miseries continuously, life after life after life, like that. So I'll pause it here. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhya Vaishnavebhya Namo Namo. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you.
Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, sir.
Hare Krishna.